Welcome back to Travel Live Globally. Today we are on part two, networking for global entrepreneurs or introverted entrepreneurs. So if you are an entrepreneur, drop it in the comments and let me know if you are an introverted entrepreneur or an extroverted entrepreneur. We are here, we're working with global entrepreneurs to grow our business so that it moves with us. We learn how to travel the globe and stay in different locations from anywhere from 3 months to 6 months at a time. And I have an upcoming trip, FYI. I have an upcoming trip to Curacao. And I am staying for 6 months. If you have not seen on my channel, I have been to Curacao lots of times and I've done a lot of videos on it. So make sure you go and check them out. But this is part two of networking for introverted entrepreneurs who want to be global entrepreneurs. So if you've not seen part one, make sure you go check that out. And this is part two. In part one, what we talked about was redefining what networking means for you. Instead of thinking of networking in a way of, oh, we got to meet everyone, we talked about how we can redefine and approach networking. We also talked about what do you want to be known when you go network. So this is very important because you don't want to just go and talk. You want to be known for something. So we touched on that also. We touched on starting with people you already know. So those warm connections of people you already know instead of cold talking. You know, what is it? Cold, it's not cold calling, but cold talking where you're meeting strangers. Let's just start with people we already know. And then using your strengths to network, because as introverts we have these strengths in us that we just need to know how to utilize them outside of us, right? So we touched on that, and we touched on why wait till you are ready. So that was 5 topics that we touched on in the first episode. Now, on this second episode, we're going to go over 5 more. Some of them will overlap, but we'll get a little bit more detail either in this one or that one. But I'm thinking in this episode, you're going to get a little bit more detail. So we're going to go over the last 5, 6 through 10. If you are an introvert, an entrepreneur, a global entrepreneur, I want to welcome you back. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and let your friends know about this. Help us grow this channel. I'll continue to do posts like this for the global entrepreneurs or introverted entrepreneurs who want to be global entrepreneurs. I'll continue to make posts like this. If you like this type of post, let me know in the comments. All right, so let's get into these next 5. These next 5, they are not as simple as the first 5, but they are very action oriented, right? So we're going to start with number 6. You want to create a simple script when you go network. We talked about knowing what you want to be known for in the first one. Well, with this section, number 6, you want to make sure you have your words that you want to use before you step outside of that door. You can practice in the mirror, practice with someone, say it online. Just continue to say it so that it becomes second nature for you. We're not asking you to create a book. It is 3 simple elements to this. Who do you serve? Why do you serve them? And what do they get from it? So, who do you serve? Why do you serve them? And what are the results? What is the transformation? So, for instance, I can say, well, if I'm at an event, maybe I might introduce myself and say, "Hi, I'm Tammy Renee." Now, so, if I'm at an event, of course, I want to say my name, and I'm going to say something like, "Hi, I am Tammy Renee, and I help introverted entrepreneurs build the mindset, confidence, and strategies to grow their business in a global lifestyle. I'm especially passionate about helping people stop hiding their gifts and start creating opportunities beyond where they live." So that talks about I help introverted entrepreneurs. What do I help them do? Build their mindset, confidence, and grow their business for a global lifestyle. And then what are the results? The results is creating opportunities beyond where they live. Okay, so that is one example. Let me give you another example. My focus is helping entrepreneurs and speakers expand their visibility, mindset, and opportunity globally, especially introverts who know they are called for more, but not always know how to put themselves in the rooms. So, what that is saying, I'm helping entrepreneurs. It also talks about I specialize in introverts, but I'm not counting out other entrepreneurs and speakers. And then what it says, what I'm helping them do is expand their visibility, their mindset, and opportunities globally. And the transformation is teaching them how to put themselves into rooms. So you want to make sure that you are touching on who you serve, how do you serve them or how do you help them? And what is the transformation? I'm going to share with you one of my statements that I help in my other business, and it goes like this, right? Now, it goes like this. I help customer facing organizations strengthen leadership, team alignment, and emotional intelligence so that they can deliver unforgettable customer experience without burnout, inconsistency, or massive training overhaul. Now, there was a little trick with that. I actually added two things in there that I help them do. But the transformation is they're not going to have burnout, they're going to have consistency, and they don't have to worry about a massive training, right? Who I help is the customer facing organizations. And how do I help them? By team alignments and through emotional intelligence. So that is an example of another talk or introduction I could do. So make sure that you know who you serve, how you serve them, and what is the transformation that the customer that you're talking to wants. You need to make sure these are things that the customer wants, not something you just want. Otherwise, it's not going to speak to anyone. All right, number seven. Number seven is about the follow up. Now, in episode one, we talked about some of the strengths as an introvert, and one of those strengths we talked about the follow up would be a good strength for us. We should not fall short on this, but we do. Uh, so, what we can do here is just remember how our strength is connecting one on one, right? So if you are connecting one on one, you should be able to do the follow up. It's just doing the work at that point. But actually, doing the connection is very natural for us. So have a system prepared. So either you're going to text them when you're done, you're going to send them an email the next day, something like that. So you're going to build your system in order to have that follow up. And you can just say simple things like, "Oh, it was so great to connect with you today. I love what you said about X, Y, and Z. And I'm looking forward to meeting. I'm looking forward to what? What are the next steps?" But make sure that you adding these steps and just saying, "Oh, it was such a pleasure to meet you today." That's too simple. You have to keep it going so that there's a next step. Let's hypothetically say you said you had some resources to give you. Oh, that's a great way to reconnect, right? You can reach out to them, say, "Oh, I enjoyed our conversation about X, Y, and Z. Here's the resource that I was telling you about." Give yourself a reason to connect back with them. Give yourself that reason. Or what if you're just somebody, you see somebody's post, right? If you see somebody's post and that their post come out, make a comment on it. Just make a comment saying, "I'm cheering you on, great information," whatever it be, because that's showing that you're building those connections. You want to also leave opportunities to want to know more about them, because people love to talk about themselves and we love to listen. So if you get them talking to you, that's going to help build that relationship. So remember, the follow up, people always say the fortune is in the follow up, which is very true. But we're going to reframe that and we're going to say the relationship is in the follow up. So make sure that you're following up. I know it's not something we like to do, but if we think about it, one on ones, connecting with people is a strength of ours. So why not use it to our advantage? So let me know in the comments. Let me know what is harder for you, starting a conversation or having the follow up. Let me know in the comments. How's everyone feeling? All right, let's go to number 8. Number 8 is global networking starts online. We touched a little bit on this one also, but what you want to do is remember is you don't have to travel globally to start growing your network. You can join groups right now. And I mentioned before, I was in OCBN, One Caribbean Business Networking, and I'm building connections in there, and you can too. It's free to join. Join the community. We'll see each other in there. That's ocbn.org. And that is a community that is growing to connect all the Caribbean islands together. So make sure you join that. Other groups you can do, I have groups online that I've joined on Facebook. You want to Google international groups for your niche. Google countries, join. There's like, say for instance, you want to go to Curacao or Costa Rica. You can Google Costa Rica groups, Costa Rica networking groups, Costa Rica entrepreneurs, Costa Rica business groups. So you can Google these things on Facebook and join the groups. Sometimes it doesn't take much to join. Sometimes it might be some questions to join. I'm sure everybody's joined groups before, but just look for groups in your niche. So hospitality, my other business is hospitality. So I've joined hospitality groups. Well, guess what? In those hospitality groups, there are going to be people from other countries, because it's not just in the United States, right? It's everywhere. And that's why I picked that niche, to be honest with you, so I can go anywhere with it. But make sure that you are joining these groups. Virtual events. Go to some virtual events, some free events. But when you're going, you're not just going to go listen to the speaker, you're going to go meet people, you're going to go network. Make comments, say something, turn your camera on. When you're in these virtual spaces, if you don't have your camera on, people more than likely are not going to really speak to you unless they already know you. You have to be open enough to receive some input, receive relationships. So make sure that you have these cameras on. You can also host your own groups, host your own networking events, host your own trainings, and then advertise in these groups where there are international people in. Those people are going to come to your group. They're going to come to your event, and you're going to grow internationally. And then Talk about being a global entrepreneur. Talk about where you want to take your business. And if you have not yet joined, I have a global entrepreneurs group on Facebook. You can join that. I'll drop the link in the content below. I'll drop the link so that you can join that with us. It's a global entrepreneurs group and Facebook that you can join. And then, of course, Travel Live Globally right here. And don't forget OCBN. So make sure you are joining these groups and you are connecting with people. Don't just join and sit in the background. You want to join and you want to engage. Because remember, your passport may get you out of the country, but your relationships will get you into the opportunities. I love that. So let me know in the comments what country or city you want to build in, or what is your niche? What is your market? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I may have some connections for you, but I don't know if you don't share. So share it in the comments with us. Next, let's talk about protecting our energy. Our energy is so precious. It's like gold, right? It's so precious. We share it with who we want to share it with, and we keep it to ourselves. But one of the things, we don't like to just give it away when we have not given permission. So we need to give permission, but we also need to learn how to protect our energy. You don't have to do a million things a day and be in front of everybody or connect with everybody or connect with 10 people on a day. You know, I know a lot of these calls, they want you to connect with 10 people a day, and every day you're going to be connecting, right? They teach you this in business, but you don't have to. If you connect with the right people, you will grow. And whether you connect with 10 people or whether you connect with one person. So at the beginning, I'm sure later on you will connect with more a day, but at the beginning, just use the power of one. You want to do the power of one thing a day to help you build this relationship skills that we lack, right? I don't like saying that, but it's true. So maybe it's a follow-up message a day, or maybe it's email. You're sending out an email. Or maybe it's that you're going to attend a virtual meeting once a week. You don't have to do it every day, once a week. But you want to use the power of one. Just remember that one conversation a month, one email a month, one text message every week. Follow one new person a day. Just use the power of one to think of one thing that you can do to help you start to get closer to building relationships. Because remember, it's the relationships that's going to help you get the opportunities. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be intentional of where you want and who you want to connect with. All right, let's go to number 10. Did I do all nine? I think I did. That was quick. Let's do number 10. What is holding you back? What is holding you back? What is holding you back? These are reasons why networking is holding you back. Let me know in the comments if I name one that you are familiar with that is holding you back. Because the first step is awareness. The first step is being aware of what is holding you back. And once you are aware of what is holding you back, now you can make a change. You can move forward. So these are reasons what holds people back from networking or building those relationships. The fear of rejection. Mm, mm, mm. Who does not know about that one? Once you get over that fear of rejection, then you'll know that maybe that person's not meant for you. So, the fear of rejection, overthinking what to say. Keep it simple, stupid. I know this was something I suffered with, because when I'm doing lives, I think I got to say all the right things at the right time. And just recently, I was like, you know what? Let me just come on here and do this, because then it starts flowing naturally. If you look at this one and the one I did a couple of days ago, because as introverts, if we don't keep up on it, it's like starting over. It had been almost a year since I did a live. So when I did one a couple weeks ago, it was all everywhere, right? But now I have a little bit more control. I have a little bit, and it's only been this third one. I have a little bit more focus when I'm doing it. So the fear of what we have to say, because we always got to be right, right? Okay. So let me say, this next one is a big one. This next one is feeling like you're bothering people. Mm. Oh, who can say that is one of the things that stopped them? Fearing like you're bothering. I don't want to make that call because I don't want to bother nobody. Or is it that we're bothering ourselves? How do we know we're bothering someone else? Or is it just inconvenience for ourselves? Fear of bothering people. The next one is comparing yourself to an extrovert. You are uniquely you for a reason. You have skills that extroverts don't have. They have skills that we don't have. We should be complementing each other, but everybody approaches life differently. And the people that need to speak to you need to see you. They don't need to see an extrovert. They don't need to see another person. They need to see you. So if you're an introvert, be an introvert. You don't have to be everywhere or be the loudest person in a room, where you might be eventually once you get adapted to talking, but you're still kind of be loud but not loud. You don't understand what I mean. All right, not this one here. Oh my God, is big for me. Not wanting to sound salesy. Just because we're talking to someone, we don't mean that we have to sound salesy, because you want to build the relationship first, right? We're building the connection first. And if they like what they see, hear, and feel, they're going to purchase without feeling salesy. So don't look at it as you're selling your soul, you're selling something. Look at it as I'm building connection. The next one is waiting for success to happen before you connect. Now, that's something I think a lot of people suffer from. They want to make sure everything is right and you are already successful. Well, if you are already successful, you should have people coming in for you. But if you are still growing, you need to go out there and find them. So we can't wait till we're successful, because you can't get successful unless you find them. You ever hear the old saying, if you build it they will come? Well, that's a lie. That is a lie. You can't build in silence and then think they're going to come, right? You got to build and call them while you're building. Yes, love it. All right, so the next one is believing that your network has to be huge and big before it is powerful. There's power in one. All you need is one person, the right person, to start opening doors for you. All you need is one opportunity. You don't need a whole bunch of people, because we know, if we know all those people, more than likely we're not talking to them. The power of one is really what I want to sink in. One connection, one call, one meeting, one step forward to building the relationship. And then things will start unfolding from there. So if we look at those things that's stopping us, if we wanted to reframe them, let's reframe them like this. I am not, let's look at the one where you're bothering people. You can say, I am not bothering people. I am creating possibilities. What if sales was your struggle? I am not being salesy. I am sharing value. What if I'm waiting for it to, I'm waiting for it to be built before I call people. I am not behind, I am building. And what if it's that you think that you need a huge following to network? You can reframe that as, I do not need a big network. I need a line network. The power of one. So, out of the things I just mentioned, what do you believe holds you back the most? For me, I am still working on the overthinking and bothering people. It's not too bad where it stops me, but it is something I have to still work on and be conscious about. So, again, the power is being aware. Don't be shy. Don't hide it. Drop it in the comments on which one of those hold you back from stepping into that networking room and starting a conversation. And if you are an introverted entrepreneur ready to build your confidence, visibility, and global mindset, stay connected with me. I love helping entrepreneurs grow and go global and stop playing small with the gifts that they have. So, I have Grow and Go Global mindset book for introverted entrepreneurs that I co-author with 4 other authors. It has lessons in it that you can do to help you shift your mindset, to help you grow and go global. The 5 authors, is 5 altogether, but the other 4 authors in here share some of their personal stories. So if you want this book, go to pgpdbooks.com/books. pgpdbooks.com/books. That's personal growth for personal development. A a mindset book for introverted entrepreneurs who want to go global. You don't have to go global to get this book, but this will help you expand your mindset. So go check it out. Let me know if you get it in the comments, or just let me know if you get the book. Thank you for being here with me today. I enjoyed this. If you have any questions, any statements, any feedback, drop it in the comments. I will go back and check those. But until then, happy networking to you. Let me know how many connections you build next week. Let me know in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye.